I received this Jaeger LeCoultre Skeleton Clock today. It's an 8-day movement and has a baguette caliber 210 movement in it. Baguette is from the French bread and used here because of the movement's long and thin shape, which allows the whole movement to be on display, including the oscillating balance wheel. These baguette movements have been used beginning sometime in the 1940s. Here's an advertisement from the late 1940s. And one from the 1960s featuring this model 354 case I have here. The customer has recently purchased this clock and wants it inspected. There's no history on this clock other than it does not work. The case is made from brass that has been electroplated with gold and finished with a clear lacquer. Someone has scratched 3 letters and 3 numbers on the bottom here. The company trademark and 354 denoting the model of the case. Nice company trademark on the front glass. And an 8 here, signifying it's an 8-day movement. I see it's missing a barrel bridge screw, not good. And here in the bottom, the missing screw. The hour markers are raised, gold-plated studs. They're screwed in from the back. This knob is how the time is set, and this is the winding knob. The front is glass, and the back is made from plexiglass. It creates an illusion of the movement floating in the air. Actually, the balance is getting some motion while putting pressure on the hand knob. That's a good sign. The click isn't engaging with the ratchet wheel. The time setting knob is held in with a screw on these. This winding knob needs to be removed before the movement can be freed from the back. The movement is held in with these 3 screws. The feet are held in with split nut fasteners. Nice heavy brass base that has been gold electroplated and lacquered. Slide the plexiglass back out. Here's that missing bridge screw. This bridge is not seated. It's allowing the square part of the barrel arbor to slip out of the square in the ratchet wheel. I'll put some pressure on the top here and rotate the barrel arbor and hope it falls into place. Nice. Now I can unscrew the winding knob. Install this missing barrel screw where it needs to be. Something's not right with the balance wheel. It's got quite a wobble to it. Some dirt deposits here on the barrel cap, 16 jewels, some scratches here, dirt on this screw. Beautiful movement, gold plated and all the steel parts are highly polished. Looks like some excess lubrication inside these barrel teeth. A fingerprint or 2 here, lint particles here and there. Could use a good cleaning. The regulator is pegged all the way to fast. Deep scratches on the balance bridge here. These should be adjusted with a piece of plastic or wood to prevent tool marks like these. Several tool marks here as well. Tool marks on the barrel bridge. Remove the hands. Tool marks here as well. I'll get this balance assembly out of here so we can see what's making the balance wheel wobble. Push the hairspring stud free. A butcher left another tool mark here. It's scratched deep through the gold into the raw brass base metal. And another scratched X here. And here on the gold-plated balance arm, another scratched-in X. The balance wheel arm has been cut into while removing a broken balance staff. Another deliberate deep scratch in the balance wheel rim. Someone did this to mark the location of the hairspring stud before removing the hairspring. Remove the hairspring. Remove the roller table. Sad. Steel shavings left here from when the old staff was cut off. These should have been cleaned before the new staff was installed. Maybe one of these chips got under the staff hub and is causing it to wobble. The balance staff is running true, but the balance wheel really has a wobble in it. I wonder if the arms are bent or a piece of metal chip got under the hub. Oh, the balance is loose. The balance staff rivet didn't get staked completely. Hope that's all it is. Checking the other side of the balance staff, the pivot on this side is bent. I'll finish the balance staff riveting and hope for the best. Parts for this particular caliber of a clock are very limited. The balance wheel runout looks excellent now that the staff is properly riveted. However, the upper staff pivot is bent. We either need to replace it with a new one, or I could repivot the end of the staff. And then all that would be left to do is to clean and lube the movement. I'll get with the owner and see how he wants to move forward on this movement. Well, we ended up repivoting the balance staff, and it's running great. These are an interesting skeleton designed movement and case. A nice model 354 Jaeger LeCoultre Skeleton Clock from the 1960s.